Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to, yes, would you believe it, the final August edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young in 2020. You know, I mean, it's been a crazy year. Obviously, 4 months hiatus. Obviously, you know what's happened, but I've come back better than ever. I just had my 10th anniversary a little over a week ago, and I got to tell you, I've never been happier with the show. And we got another great guest tonight. We'll get to her in a minute. Got to read these great underwriters. And then we will commence as usual for the final show in August of 2020. So we got Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington. We got a new one, Boston Guitar in West Bridgewater. We got Doggy Boutique, run by my wonderful next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got Easton Fitness right here in Easton in the Village Shops on Washington Street. We got Chapin Sheds in Whitman. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got my friend Dave Lynch, his Auto Cycle Truck Center and Towing in Brockton. They buy and sell motorcycles, equipment, old cars, and I was interested in buying project cars. We got Brighton Tires Service in Brockton. We got Sweezy Fence Erectors in Whitman. We got MDI Auto Brokers and Repair in Whitman, home of the fully certified used car. I want to thank you guys very much. And now we will start the show officially. Here we go. Okay, again, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Now, 2 weeks ago, I had a Russian writer in here, and today I have a Russian act. She's not only a writer, she's an actress, and she's done a lot of things. We're going to look at some of her work. She brought some of her books with her. I didn't even know she was an author until she laid her books down on the table. This is Elena Ulanovski. Ulanovski, okay. She's got a huge following. We're going to interview her tonight and look at some of her work. And first of all, Elena, I want to thank you for coming and being on Topic Time.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. Now, we were supposed to do this show a few months ago, but obviously
yes.
Destiny interfered.
Believe it or not, it was last day of before the quarantine. It was March 18th.
March 18th. Yep, that's right. Okay.
And we just closed.
But we got through it. I mean, we're here. So
we're here.
So, like I do with all my guests, I want to find out about your history. Now, you're from the Ukraine, right? Or Russian part of the Ukraine? Or what?
I actually from east of Ukraine, where the war now.
Okay.
I grew up there. I was born in Russia, and then I grew up in Ukraine, and then I emigrated to Israel, and I lived like about 20 years in Israel.
Okay.
And 10 years ago, since 2009, I'm here.
Okay, so
you've
been 11 years.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Almost.
Well. So tell me about what you started with. You're an actress?
No, I'm not an actress. I'm actually a producer.
You're a producer?
And I did the New York Film Academy producing course in New York.
Okay.
Even though I started
Forgive me,
earlier.
Folks. Okay. So you're a producer?
Yes.
Film producer and an author, right?
And the author.
Okay.
And the screenwriter and the playwright.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down all that stuff. We're going to find out how it all began. You were a little kid in Russia or the Ukraine or in Israel, and tell me how it led to what you're doing now. And if I have any questions, I'll throw them in. So talk about your childhood.
So actually I started to write. First I started from novels, from big novels like, Russian style, a lot of characters, a big story. And this is a story about how almost 1 million people immigrated to Israel for 1 or 2 years.
You want to hold the book up so they can close in on it?
Yes, this is called Palms from the Asphalt.
Okay.
In English, in Russian, they will read it. And this big book I finished already here in America.
You hold it up again, just one more time, because I want to make sure.
Sure, I will be happy.
Right up, there it is, okay.
Yes.
Great, okay.
And now this book is going to be very successful in Israel because a lot of people read Russian.
Okay.
However, I already got translation for Hebrew, and I'm thinking about English.
Okay.
And this is another book that...
the cover's beautiful, by the way. Who did your illustration?
This one, one nice artist from Israel. This book called Apocalypse.
Okay.
And it's written before the twins.
Before the witch?
What happened, it was twins, September 11th.
Oh, 9/11. Yeah.
And this is about big terror in Israel. It's like phantasmagoria. It's not
Okay.
real. But it's already translated in Ukrainian, and
Okay.
we are working on English. And I got a big award, like international award for this book
Congratulations.
in Ukraine. Thank
Good for you. That's awesome. Okay, now
Thank
the third
you.
one there. What's the
And
third?
third one, it's include this one. This
Yeah.
is trilogy. Trilogy.
Okay.
That it was.
Hold up a little, like,
Yeah,
there you go.
a lot of those, few of those short novels
Okay.
were published in different magazines.
Okay.
And then I put it in trilogies with one character through all three novels.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. How long did it take you to write those books?
It takes time.
I know.
A few years.
I wrote a book.
Each
I've written
one.
a couple of books too, and I know it
I
doesn't happen
know.
overnight.
But you know, to market it even worse.
I
It's
know.
so hard and takes time. I work for
You're preaching to the
myself.
choir. I know all about that. Believe me, it's not
Yep.
easy. But you prevailed, and you've done great with it.
Thank you.
Okay, so why did you come to the U.S.? What was your? Now you
This
married.
actually, no, not remarried. My husband got relocation. He worked for high-tech company,
Okay.
American high-tech company in Israel, and it was 2008,
Okay.
the recess,
Okay.
and they closed branch in Israel, so
Okay.
they invited him for the same project,
Okay.
and we are living now in Andover. This is Broadcom company, and he's working for this company from then.
Okay.
And our kids already like grew up on Americans, and we are here.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so
Yes.
is your husband American or is he Russian too?
No, he's same.
Ukraine?
Yeah, we met in Israel
Oh,
actually.
okay. All right. So since you've
And
been,
I want to say, if we speak about my husband, he is the best supporter for me. He actually gives me this opportunity to
course,
write and
that's
to
the way it
make
should be.
movies, because you need a lot of time for this. Like,
That's absolutely
so
right.
he's my friend and my supporter and my love of my life.
there you go. and believe me, I know that it takes perseverance. It takes trial and error. So tell me about your film production. Do you own your own film production company?
I have actually my own little production company, but I work with the team from Israel.
Okay.
They are director and cameraman and actors from the theater.
Okay.
We did a few documentaries there, and they were shown in Israeli TV. And then they came here, and they shoot movie about Russian School of Mathematics, if
Okay.
you heard about it. It's a huge business, and they have 55 or maybe even 60 already branches through whole US.
Cool.
And Boston Globe said that it's like it's something that US needed to bring up the level of the math.
Okay.
And we did documentary. My group came from Israel, and we did it for Israeli TV, but it's in English.
Okay.
So we can show little
That's perfect.
thriller.
We'll
Yeah.
look at a little
Yeah.
of it. We'll look at it a little.
And it's
of it.
called
That's
From Russia with Math.
wonderful. Okay. Wow. Love the title.
Yep.
Okay. So tell me something. What was the Israeli connection? Why are you? I mean, you're partly Jewish, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are Russian Jews.
Yeah, That's my ancestry. So
See?
we may be related.
I knew it, maybe.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
It was the perestroika, in 89, 90s.
Yeah.
It was perestroika from the Soviet Union.
Right.
And they opened the door,
Right.
and all Jews could come to Israel,
Okay.
and they just run like by waves,
I
huge
understand.
wave.
Yeah.
And then this book, Palms from the Asphalt, I wrote about people who met in Moscow to
Okay.
get visas from whole Soviet Union, that it's big like America. You could get visas just in one place in Moscow for
Okay.
whole people. So they came, they met each other, and then they met in Israel. And this is a story about love and divorce and adulterers and new life.
Okay. Wow.
Actually, what I like to write about people in some crisis,
Okay.
because it's change your life and change your mind, and different people behave different. Now
Right
we
on.
have this crisis, the
Yeah.
COVID, and you think about it, you think that didn't expect from some people this behavior, you didn't expect this behavior, and it's very interesting. And I wrote another book about war in East Ukraine.
Okay.
This already, I just didn't bring it in magazine, in big literature magazine. It's already published about the war.
Okay.
How
wow.
people in 2 weeks became to be like in the war like Syria. They were like you and me.
Yeah.
It was like blooming country. And then in 2 weeks it started war.
Yeah.
And I wrote this book as well.
Okay.
And if we speak about COVID, I already wrote script with my friend from Israel.
Okay.
But comics, comic. I love comedies. For my mini serial.
Okay.
It's called Quarantine, about Jews from Brooklyn,
Okay.
New York, how they got it.
Did you live in New York and Brooklyn yourself at all?
I don't live, but I have friends, and my big friend, producer Margareta Kagan. We are doing musical together now. I'm writing libretto, and I'm writing poems. And composer from Israel, we work online during this COVID stuff, and we do already. It's almost ready. We have whole musical from Bible, from Torah, about Ruth. She was a grandmother of King David.
Okay.
So you
made the most of the situation. You made the most of a bad situation.
I know.
That's great.
I know.
No, that's very commendable. I mean,
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
They were able
And
to do
last,
that.
this is we have a community theater here in
Okay.
Andover.
In Boston?
In Andover. I'm living in Andover. You know where is Andover?
Where is it? Danvers?
It's Andover. Andover. A-N-D-O-V-A-R.
Oh, Andover. Yeah, sure.
Andover, yeah.
Andover, got it.
Andover.
I know
Andover.
that. It's a great
Andover.
area.
Yep. So we live there, and
Yep.
we have our community theater.
Okay.
That each year we put big productions, and I wrote this with Judy Mullen, American writer. We did together. It's called Murder on the Titanic 2.
Okay, cool.
It's very cool. It's
Yeah.
like 17 people on the stage.
Okay.
And this is a team of the Titanic,
Okay.
Titanic 2, and a lot of guests, and it's a very comic situation. We had really successful production. It was last year.
Okay.
And we have a slideshow. We can show this for our audience. Did you see it? Murder on the Titanic 2. It was really successful.
Okay.
And then with another author, Lily Farazon, we wrote a sequel.
Okay.
Aliens. Am I pronouncing?
Yeah, that's right.
Aliens on the Titanic 2.
Okay. Well, why did they call it the Titanic 2? I mean, was this like a parody
Because it's not first, it's second.
Is this like a comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It is. We do just comedies.
Okay, good. That's the way it should be.
But it didn't happen. Do you remember we needed to meet on March 18th, and it has to be April 17th, 18th, 19th.
Okay, so
we didn't get this.
It probably worked out better that we met later because he wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. I always say everything happens for a reason.
Great.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So no, you don't do any acting at all. You just do producing, right?
I acted actually. We did in our first shows. I did act.
Okay.
I did act. We did few shows from Neil Simon, comedies. We did.
No kidding. I love Neil Simon.
Yeah. We did. I did like little, for all our actors, I choose roles, and we little change it for us. But it was exactly like him. We did Wedding in the California Suite.
Okay.
And we did Love in the
Other Strangers?
Lovers. It was Heart of the Love, Red Lovers.
Okay.
What it's like.
When I was a kid, my mother. Okay. All right. We're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna look at some of your work right now. So without further ado, check out the work of Elena.
The collapse of the Soviet Union freed over 2 million Russian Jews to immigrate. Settling primarily in Israel and America, these immigrants brought with them a strong education in the math and sciences, a drive to excel in a new world, and little else. Among them were Inessa and Victor Rivkin, two mechanical engineers who emigrated to Boston, Massachusetts in 1988. Shortly after immigrating, Inessa and Victor noticed the significant gap between the mathematics education in American public schools and the one they themselves received. Teamed with educator Irina Chavinson and bolstered by their community, they set out to change the face of mathematics education in the country. This is their story.
RSM is my profession, RSM is my hobby, RSM is my life. All of my life around RSM, like all of my friends around RSM, all of my children's friends around RSM. Our vacations, I cannot call it a business. Even when I say from business point of view, something can mean, so it's not a business, it's a school. But then it's not even a school. Yes, it's a school. It's a very good, rigorous school with very good education, very good curriculum department, very good teachers. But then it's a passion, it's a movement of parents who really driven to give their kids the best. And I'm so glad that we were actually able to build it. And then we call the school Russian School of Mathematics. And a lot of people think that this is for Russians. No, it's really from Russia with math, because we took what Soviets did the best. They taught us mathematics. We had very, very good math and science. We took and we brought it to free world. Everybody made a wish. 1, 2, 3.
The slideshow from Murder of the Titanic 2 with
Okay.
all 17 actors on the stage. and we saw a thriller from about this movie from Russia with Mass,
Okay.
about two immigrants from Belarus.
Okay.
Inessa, we saw him. Inessa Rivkin and Irena Havenson, how they opened school in their basement.
Okay, wow.
And they finished like a million, it's like American Dream.
Right.
Actually, this is a story about American Dream, and we did this movie with my team from Israel.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's great. So now, what are you working on currently? I know that the Titanic 2. You're working on that, but you.
Titanic
Yep.
2, we're just waiting. We get a real theater. We work with company called Acting Out
Okay.
in Andover, and they give us their theater, like you get this TV
Did
station.
you say Dover? Or was that
Andover, yeah.
Oh, that's in Andover.
Andover,
Yeah,
Andover.
gotcha. No,
How
I know.
you
There's
Andover?
there's a Dover, Mass, and you're in Andover. There's also
Yes,
a Dover. but
yes.
that's- okay, you said Andover. That's where you're at. Great. Okay, no, it's fine. I understand.
And then this musical that I said to you.
Okay.
And then this serial, mini serial. And the very important, what we did for this time, we did real Zoom play.
Okay.
I had a play called Travel Agency. I worked for Travel Agency in
Okay.
Israel, with millionaires, with people like owner of McDonald's Israel, owner of H&M Israel, big people. And
Okay.
they are very, very special clients. And it was so funny, and I couldn't stay. I wrote this big comedy,
Okay.
but I couldn't put it on stage because there were a lot of people, a lot of phones, clients, it's like hard. And then the Zoom era came, it was amazing. I had our actors, like 17 people, and we put it online. We did like two episodes, big episodes.
But you got a ton of views, huh?
Yeah,
I know you
and
would.
and it's already there.
You got a
We
great
did
following.
It was amazing.
That is
And
so
now
cool.
we are doing Zoom Play Fools.
Okay.
Neil Simon. We
Yeah.
are preparing it. We will be in the beginning of November. You are invited.
I was about to tell you the story that when I was a kid, my mother used to act at the local Y, and they did a lot of Neil Simon plays then too. She was always playing some kind of a femme fatale.
See?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean he's classic.
He's classic. It's like I will call this Shakespeare of America. He's just unbelievable. It's so modern. I can't believe it.
Right.
And we did it. We are doing it in English. We actually have Russian speaking people, but we do all in English.
That's
Neil
great.
Simon, all those plays.
Yeah, you kind of do have to do it in English because Russian's
Yeah.
a great language, but people here don't speak it as much as they do where you
You're right.
are from.
You're right.
Right. So.
You're right.
All right, and I noticed too that when you did your plug for my show, you got a lot of great feedback in Russian, and I had to hit the translate button to see what. And I mean, it was awesome. It was like congratulations. So that was really wonderful.
I have a lot of friends.
So tell me a little about what else you do. Do you sing, dance, play music at all? Anything like that?
I'm writing.
Okay. you're
Writing plays, writing novels.
Yep.
I'm not singing, sorry, even though I write musical. I'm not
You write
playing.
musicals, but you don't sing.
No, but
Okay.
I wrote those songs.
Right, you write
the
songs.
lyrics.
Okay.
It's important. And I do, by the way, I do now interviews like you, but
Okay.
online, like live internet or Zoom. And so I can invite you to my interview.
I'll be happy to.
It
I'll
will
happy
be
to
next.
partake in your interview. if you-
Great. So I put it on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I have a website for my production. It's not a big production company. It's just for work with my team,
Okay.
and make it official.
Okay, well that's great. So how big is your team? Would you say? You say about 17 people?
Here, community theater, it's about 20 people now.
Okay, 20. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
big, and all of them amazing actors, even though they are high-tech engineering, they are businessmen, doctors, but this is it was a hobby, now
It's a
they are
passion.
professional,
Of
it's
course.
passion. You can't believe it, this online travel agency was amazing because they played just amazing. And I have team in Israel of my friends who do movies.
Okay.
So they are another theater and video studio, and we help their kids also. We do like fundraising events
Okay. Yeah.
with community here, and
Yep.
we send money for their studio for kids, for young generation.
Right.
So we send money to buy equipment. Actually, equipment now in my home because I couldn't fly to Israel. They stopped this fly, and I have
Yeah, yeah.
now a lot of equipment that they bought from last year. So we do a lot.
That's great. Okay, that's so cool. All right. Well, so how do you rake people into your group? Do you have online invites to people to get them to come in and be part of your group?
Somehow it happened. We just find people who speak Russian or Hebrew.
They have to speak Russian?
No, you don't have. We have now
helps,
a lot
though.
of Americans
It helps
because
a big-
we
it
do
helps
in
immensely,
English.
yeah.
We are all citizens, and I am actually the most new person here because
Okay.
all other people they already 30 years here, so
Okay.
40, 30.
Did you
They
go to college at all in either Russia or Israel or the U.S.? Did you
What?
go to school, college?
Yeah, sure. I have a technical degree
Okay.
from Russia. Then
Okay.
I studied in Israel. And here I did a few courses like undergraduate in Massachusetts College of Art.
Okay.
A documentary, a few courses with David Thames. He's amazing documentary.
Cool.
And actually I'm in a committee of documentary festival in New York. And I did this producing course. So in Lowell, I studied some comparative art. I did this switch to
Okay.
art profession.
Well, speaking of art, do you paint and draw at all too? Paint and draw?
No.
You know? 'Cause
But I
those
love it.
illustrations are beautiful, but I guess you had someone else do them.
No, but I have a lot of, I do exhibitions in my home.
Right,
During
okay.
these fundraising events, I have a lot of friends who are artists, and I always do exhibitions and, auctions,
Right, okay.
stuff like
that's-
that.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. Okay.
And the photographer and our friend Igor Schreibman.
Igor, sure, Igor.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is actually came to our event and he did picture of everyone, and it was the best pictures ever. And I use it for here.
Okay, so he
This,
ta-
all those pictures.
That's Igor's
is him.
pictures? Igor's
this,
work?
This he
Oh,
did
cool.
it. All our
Okay.
team. And he did a lot of pictures for me that now I can use it for marketing. Like for see on those books, those
Yeah.
pictures, it's his.
Okay.
So he did model from me. I didn't intend to be model,
Well,
but he did great job, and I can use it now a lot.
Yeah, he's
And it's important.
quite well. He's quite well, renowned in the area with his work. I mean, there's no question.
I know, Igor Schreibman.
I know. I actually did a show. Okay.
And he's your friend too.
He is my friend. I did a show with him. I did a show on the road back in 2012 around Christmas time. I went down and he was at some factory in the city of Lawrence, and we did a show there with some models and stuff, and it was wonderful.
Nice.
They looked amazing.
Nice.
Well, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes.
Great.
So I'll tell you what. So what I'm going to ask you to do in the remaining time is give shouts out to the people that are going to see the show, but condense them, your family, friends, and then we'll wrap it up. You can even speak in Russian a little bit if you want.
I know, it's okay. Well, all my friends know English, and I want to say thank you for you,
Okay.
for
Hope you have fun with
Harrison
me.
Black Young, and invite you to my interview.
I'll do it.
So you owe me.
Okay.
And then thank you for to all friends and my kids who always support me, and my husband, for Igor Schreibman. And you can look at my Facebook page, Elena.Ulanovski with I. You always can find all what happened, and end of our outing page.
Yep.
We always can find what happened. We have very soon two new production online,
Okay.
full of Neil Simon, and another play in Russian, another comedy for Rabinovich.
Okay, cool. That's
Yep.
wonderful. Well, I hope you had fun with me tonight. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, you were very fun. I had fun.
Well, good. I know. I can tell that. Like I said at the beginning, you're a festive woman. So here's the thing. Now, what I ask all my guests that as we wrap the show up to do, excuse me, I said upcoming. You're no longer an upcoming guest. You're a current guest. So what I ask all my current guests to do as we wrap the show up is, if you had fun with me, is to talk to the people that you work with and see if we can get them on the show as well. Obviously,
Great.
once the show is up, the sky's the limit. Tons of people are going to see it.
Sure.
If anyone wants to travel from the Ukraine to come and do the show, that would be fine. I don't think that,
Always. I will have somebody.
well, but I mean, they don't have to be, but anyone from Andover for sure.
Yep.
Okay. And I love the Andover. Say hi to the
It's a
Andover
good
people
city.
for me. I love
And
the
good
Andover.
people. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Regards
All
from Andover.
right. Okay. That's great. So are you currently working on a novel as we speak, or is that it for now? Are you currently working on something?
Here, my coming work, I told you that I do this book about Ukraine.
Okay.
So first one I already published
Yeah.
by this magazine, and I have to write the continuation. So in my plan, 2 more books.
2 more books.
And it will be another trilogy like this one.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, great job, Elena. You were wonderful.
Thank you.
And I guarantee you we're going to get this. People all over the world are going to see this show.
You believe me, it will be. I have a lot of friends. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and from Israel and Ukraine and Russia, and I will send for everyone.
That's awesome. Okay, well, you ready to wrap it up like we began it?
Yes,
With the music?
why not?
Okay, folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. See you in September. More great episodes. Take care.